What's cooking, good looking? Welcome back aboard, friends and family. Welcome back. This is the show where we go into the newspaper, all the way deep down into the middle of it, where we find some stuff that is not very important to talk about. Something that perhaps isn't very well reported, or isn't very important, or isn't very interesting, but isn't not interesting. This is just a little breath of fresh air from all of the crazy wacky stuff going on in the news. All right, first things first, there'll be more information at the end of the video, but I want to remind you guys the Bad Brain shirt campaign is still going and is ending really super duper soon. So please tell your folks, tell yourself, get a shirt while you can. This is an important shirt for an important cause, and it's going to make you feel good and make others feel good to get one. Other important thing, I am going to be singing. There's a concert fundraiser for Ending the Backlog that I'm going to be a part of on February 13th. So if you're in Los Angeles and you're interested in that sort of thing, the details for that will be below. So if you want to watch me sing a song, come on out. It's going to be a super good time. All right, let's dive into this bad boy and tell ourselves something good. I don't remember how the melody for that song went. I shouldn't laugh. I don't know if I'm allowed to yet. All right, friends, this is from clickorlando.com. 3 guesses where this one's from. This is your weekly Florida man situation. I want my foreskin back. Anti-circumcision protesters stage at Florida intersection. Sick. This isn't a topic that I'm very versed in. I'll be honest right off the top here. I'm just gonna be full disclosure, don't really know all of the nuances of this topic. I have limited information about genitalia that has not been double checked for accuracy. So I can't really guarantee that I'm gonna have the best commentary on the situation, but I'll try my best with what little info I have. This is from Bradenton, Florida. A group of activists wearing clothes with red splotches on the crotch area. The picture above is just... I don't know if it's cool for me to laugh at this yet. I don't know I don't know the story, but there's something funny about this. I'm going to describe this picture before I show it to you, okay? What we have is, we have the corner of an intersection, yes, where stands a middle-aged man in white pants with a red splotch on the ding-ding, holding a sign that says, "I want my foreskin back." That's dope, dude. Something funny to me about this hoss standing here on the corner of the street with a sign that just says, "I want my foreskin back." I don't know what are you gonna do? What's he gonna do now that he realizes he doesn't want to not have a foreskin? Maybe that's not the problem, pal. I'm just gonna put that out there. Maybe it's not the foreskin that'll fix you. You know, sometimes it's not the foreskin. Sometimes it's about what's in here. It's the man boobs. You got to do push-ups, get rid of those, along with appropriate diet and well-rounded exercise. It's like, dang, I'm a complete puzzle piece. He looked down at the mutilated peen downstairs and he said, "My hose ain't got no raincoat, so that's the thing that's missing in my life." Is he wearing clown makeup? I should really read the story. A group of activists wearing clothes with red splotches in the crotch area protested circumcision at the corner of a Florida intersection, according to the Bradenton Herald. The blood-stained men. Dope. That's pretty punk rock. The blood-stained men staged Monday with signs that read, "Circumcision is sexual mutilation and I want my foreskin back," among others. Photos of the protesters were posted to a popular Facebook group for the Bradenton residents, where they garnered hundreds of comments from those both for and against the medical procedure often performed on baby boys. I haven't thought about it. It's not something I thought about. It is weird. It is weird. When you think about it, like that's a strange thing to do to kids. I don't really know all of the reasons we started. I guess I've just never been asked the question, is it fucked up to cut the tip of a child's dick off? I don't think I've ever heard it worded out loud all that much. This is a biblical problem, I imagine. I can't fathom a logical reason to go for it, except for like, hey, the big man upstairs wants the penis shaved. Weird thing to want, actually. I could really do a lot of research right now and figure out the exact reason, but this isn't that kind of show, and I'm not really that kind of interested. So we'll read about their opinions and see if those are ours. The stop in Bradenton was just one of several events planned across the state in the coming weeks, including one at the University of Central Florida in Orlando on February 6th. Hey, that's coming up. Get on down there, folks. According to the Herald, the group advocates for a male's right to decide whether he has his foreskin removed. It should be your choice how much of your penis you get to keep. Yes, super agree, though. That's a hell of a sentence to even be able to say. This is getting to be more and more of a opinion I agree with. Nobody should be tampering with the genitals of children. Yeah, dog. Yeah. Agree. Okay. Research from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention indicates that circumcision can reduce the risk of sexually transmitted infections and other health complications. The World Health Organization notes that around 80% of men in America are circumcised, wow, compared to 32% in Canada and 21% in the United Kingdom. Gee willikers, bud. That feels like a really kind of big deal. Also, again, this is not a topic with which I have done a lot of research, and I'm able to. That's on me. I'm accepting the responsibility that I am not taking, okay? I'm not gonna research this and figure out all the reasons why this seems right to me. But if you put some soap on your nanner and ball, that's really a good way to not worry about infection, right? Just keeping it all sparkly, just clean. Keep yourself clean. You don't gotta cut off some of your dick meat if you wanna be healthy. 80%. They got a B- on dick cutting. Dang, America. I think they're right. I think that's a good idea. And it's hard to feel like it's cool to argue against the idea, because it's like, no, please, I want to cut the dick off of a child. Like, what are you getting out of it? What are they doing with the foreskin afterwards? Are we not asking these questions until now? Has this just been fine this whole time? You got a whole church of people bringing a child inside and be like, this guy's got too much dick, can you cut it for me? Not funny. It's not funny. Don't do that. Don't circumcise kids. That's really the moral of that story. It's probably not cool to do that. I don't got a way to wrap this one up with a bow, folks. I just want out of this one. This one's spinning my noodle. We're here on OregonLive.com, and they want us to know that a jury awards $400,000 over the loss of frozen dog semen from prized Labradors. You just lose it? The jury has awarded $400,000 to 2 Oregon dog breeders who sued the International Canine Semen Bank, alleging that it mistakenly destroyed frozen dog sperm from the 1990s that could have produced hundreds of coveted, cream of the crop Labrador Retriever puppies. Dick Wiener in Wow! Hold on, stop. This guy's name is Dick Wiener. It's a good day. We have to remember the way this feels, because life is so hard. But no matter how hard life gets, there's a man named Dick Wiener, and he's got a story about semen in the Oregonian. This is important. This is why we do this. Let's read on about what Dick Wiener's got to do and say. Dick Wiener and Brad Barcroft claimed the Sandy Area Sperm Bank negligently allowed the sperm of 6 prized long-dead Labradors to thaw and become useless after a freezer mishap in 1997. This is not recent. 97. Wiener and Barcroft alleged the sperm bank then hid the mistake for nearly 2 decades until a former employee of the company shared the news with them in 2016. Wiener, 81, yeah man, 81 years of being Dick Wiener. 81 years. He has been breeding Labradors for nearly 50 years. That's important. If you can survive being made fun of for having strange hair or for a speech impediment or something real super strange and out of your control, just know this man has lived 81 years being named Dick Wiener, and he did it. He lived it. The bare minimum of success, I think, is surviving in a lot of ways. But also, can you imagine all the shit this fella had to put up with his whole life, being Dick Wiener? All the times he was Mr. Wiener, or when he was in school and he got called to the office, they were like, "I'd like to see D. Wiener in my office, please." Dick Wiener described the loss of the bloodlines as emotionally devastating, but it is what it is, Wiener said over his losses. There's not much I can do about it. Oh, this is kind of sad though. He and Barcroft filed a lawsuit in 2017 in Clackamas County Court Circuit seeking $800,000. So they got a lot less, as it turns out. Injustice for D. Wiener, $800,000, an amount that includes in part their estimate of how many pups they could have sold at $2,000 to $3,000 a piece. Those dogs that cost $2,000, $3,000? Yowie wowie, that's an insane amount of green for a bunch of pup. This is really interesting. This is a bad thing. People don't like breeders. People like to adopt. We got our dog, Papas. We got him from a cafe where you can play with dogs and drink coffee. That's neat because he came off the road. And so he was very grateful to have been rescued. These are spoiled millionaire dogs just getting thrown into a bag and brought home like they're from a fair. That's a lot of, I'm not worth that much money. You got yourself a French poodle suddenly clocking in at an enterprise CPU price. Crazy stuff, dog. In particular, Wiener mourned the loss of progeny from an award-winning dog named King, who was the son of the legendary San Joaquin Honcho, the 1976 U.S. National Field Champion. Wiener said no one froze semen from San Joaquin Honcho when such technology was still developing, and that he believes he is the only one who had had the insight to collect and freeze semen from one of the San Joaquin Honcho's sons. Picture this. You got Dick Wiener looking at this dog and saying, I want this dog to make yogurt in a bag real bad. And I want to put it in the fridge and it's going to stay there for like 30 years, okay? Until the technology is right. Yo, Dick Wiener got tons of foresight. Beyond that, the article just goes on about how neato it is to breed dogs. And I gotta say, mine was literally out of a sidewalk gutter. Pretty dope dog. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I don't feel like we need to go into the business of buying an expensive Louis Vuitton dog. Doesn't seem necessary. The thing that I'm worried about here that we aren't talking about within this article is that Mr. Dick Wiener is a fucking mad scientist. Okay? Did you hear that part of the story where he froze dog semen like 30 years early? That shit is bananas. What else is he ahead of the times in that's real weird? And what stuff is he wrong about that he just did because he thought down the road it'd be normal? You know, what kind of stuff does he have in his closet, skeleton-wise? Because Dick Wiener, he's done some stuff that I'm not willing to look into personally, but somebody with other resources should do that because woof. Here we go, BuzzFeedNews.com. Facebook won't remove this woman's butthole as a business page. Yo, how wowie zowie good for you. I can't say that my butthole even exists. I haven't looked at it before. The fact that this woman not only confirmed hers, but has it listed as an official Facebook location. Not everyone's butthole has that level of success, and I think that she should be applauded. I wonder why you would not want that, because that's super neato. Life isn't neato a lot. Sometimes you gotta hold on to neato things when they happen, because sometimes they don't happen. Someone's a little ungrateful. This unofficial page was created because people on Facebook have shown interest in this place or business. It's not affiliated with or endorsed by anyone associated with Samantha Ray Anna Jefferson's butthole. Your butthole's like, I don't approve of this. It's slander. I am not a place. I am a noun as a butthole. I'm a noun. You just can't make me a place because that's not the kind of noun I am. Samantha Jefferson never wanted her... Samantha Jesperson never wanted her butthole to be the first thing that came up when someone Googled her name. But to her horror, she discovered Samantha Ray Ann Jesperson's butthole. A Facebook business page was the very first result. The page was created in 2012 when she was only 15 years old, but Jesperson, now 23, and a professional baker, didn't discover it until 2015. Her reaction was, what the fuck? How did this happen? Appropriate. It's nice to see that you get a famous butthole, you don't suddenly stop being a normal person. Didn't let her butthole go to her head. Jesperson had no idea how the page was created. She didn't make it herself, and she doesn't know anyone who would have made it on her behalf. On the page's details, it reads, the unofficial page was created because people on Facebook have shown interest in this place or business. It's not affiliated with or endorsed by anyone associated with Samantha Ray Ann Jesperson's butthole. Oh man. To date, the business of Jesperson's butthole has no reviews, though it invites them. And no stories have been added to it. Jesperson posted on Reddit's r/legal advice this week for help getting it removed. Some users suggested that perhaps some friends had created an interest in her butthole on their own Facebook profiles as a joke, and this triggered a page to be created automatically. The exact street address of the so-called business isn't listed, but the pin on the map shows the precise location of her former home. She and her family no longer live there. That could have been bad. Worse than she thinks too, because if someone had been like, I'm gonna find her and kill her, and they did that, they would have interrogated the guy and been like, how'd you find where she lived? And he was like, I found her butthole on Facebook. I knew exactly where to go. It was on the map. What has really vexed Jesperson is that she's unable to get it taken down since she discovered the page in 2015. She's reported it several times, but Facebook has said it isn't in violation of its community standards. Okay, there's an update. Facebook removed the page after this article was published. Damn it. Good. It's a good thing. But for me, unrelated to this and how this doesn't affect me, that's funny to talk about. As I said at the beginning of the story, there is a lot that can be said about the fact that not a lot of people have famous buttholes. So I have to say, I would welcome this, no question. If there were a place that was named after my B button, I would be the mayor. That's fine. I would give someone the key to the city. This is not me encouraging anyone to do that. All right, friends and family, thank you so much for joining us for another week of the Offbeat. I want to bring your attention to a few things. In the description, you will find all the sources that I have talked about today, as well as a few links I want to draw your attention to. First of all, the campaign I am doing with bonfire.com to sell the Bad Brain t-shirts, it's still ongoing. It will be wrapping up very soon, and then you won't be able to get these shirts anymore. So please, if you want to help support me and the National Alliance of Mental Illness, please consider tagging along with the other people who have gotten their own Bad Brain shirts. And also, I'm going to be a part of a concert coming up February 13th. This is raising money for ending the backlog, which is a very, very important cause, and it would mean a lot to me to see some of you guys there. So if you're in the Los Angeles area and you want to hear some singing and some songs and whatnot, feel free to click on down below for details. All right, with that, let's wrap ourselves out with what I like to call the Caboose. The Caboose is a headline, not so much a story. We're just going to acknowledge that it happened and move on with our lives. This is from the New York Post. Doctors beg men not to masturbate with banana peels. Thank you guys so much. Remember, those links for the Bad Brain shirts are down below. Please consider getting one. And you guys have yourself a fine week at worst or else. Okay, now beat it. Oh God, my microphone. What a mess.